Are you advocating for a new concept that I don't think exists in the world, which is a life caddy?
He needed a life caddy.
He needs a life caddy.
Somebody who knows your game.
Knows what you
sees
got.
you pulling out a club or making a move, and they're like, what are you doing?
I know what you want to do. I'm not saying no, but
It's
I'm just saying.
2:30. I can get there. I can get there.
You can't get there. You can't get
Lay
there.
up.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Great Read.
Great read, Rand.
Jay, you always make a great read.
Thank you.
And just like a caddy or a friend giving you a perfect read on a putt.
A putt you should never make.
You got to go quick over this.
Why am I going over there?
You got to go quick over this shelf.
We zig when you think we should zag, and there's nobody better to zig when you're supposed to zag than our guest on the show today. So Matt Walsh, he's one of our favorite comedy
We've
friends.
been friends for 30 years.
We remember when he came with UCB, the original Upright Citizens Brigade, to New York City. He's been in every project we've ever done.
I swim in the wake of your success.
No.
I'm always getting pulled into a Sklar project.
Always.
I got a call last night at midnight. They were very disrespectful. But I
Bennett-
said, whatever
Get
it is,
down
I'll
here.
do it. Stop
Yeah.
calling me this late.
So Matt
He
Walsh.
basically says yes to get us to stop bugging him. And so Matt Walsh.
Matt
Veep-
Walsh has many credits.
I'm saying Veep. I love Veep.
Apartment
is
to
Apartment to-
Veep
Veep
cheap
is up,
seats.
Look, Veep is up there. The bit that you did in the movie Elf as the guy who
That's very
keeps
sweet.
hitting on the news reporter as you're telling the story of seeing Santa Claus land in Central Park is one of my greatest favorite
You
moments
thought
of all
that
time.
up in the moment?
Yeah,
Did you
I was
improvise that?
encouraged.
Yeah.
Favreau was encouraging. me.
Favreau was like, just encourage it.
Yeah, hit on her. See what happens.
Hit on her
Yeah,
and see
yeah.
what happens.
Yeah,
But
basically.
you kept coming back to
the
telling the story.
Yeah, it was a big sleigh coming over there.
I love how you read the
You're so,
And she didn't know, obviously, that poor actress.
I
Well,
know.
not poor. She was like, what's happening? So what you're seeing is like a real actor.
right. Her
It's like,
reaction
Can
was
I just
great.
do my job?
Yeah.
Can you stop being weird?
but that read is great. Well, I
Great read.
love that. It kind of puts you in. It's a great read. You did a great read. And that puts us in a great place because we're talking about golf. This is Country Club Confidential. Subscribe to Country Club Confidential if
Do
you
it.
can.
What are you waiting
Great
for?
stuff.
Holmes?
Great content.
Should I go now to my laptop and do
Yes,
it?
go and subscribe,
and then come
you
back.
can do
You
it
got
after.
five? Can I step off? Or
No,
No,
stay.
stay.
Sorry.
You
Stay,
cannot go
do your thing. I want to talk about your relationship to golf because we played golf with you. We played
Yeah,
in
we
a few
have.
celebrity golf tournaments and whatnot together.
Yeah.
How is your game right now?
I have an honest 21 handicap.
Fair.
I just shot a brutal 104.
And that was on a 9-hole
like
course.
th-
Right? Jesus, Matt. What is
A
that?
104 at the Santa Anita track.
That's okay.
Next to the racetrack.
Right.
There's
Not
a
on the
course.
track.
I should have been under 100, but I
Yeah.
shot a 104.
Okay.
This is all
Honest
honest?
21.
Yeah.
That's the worst shot at Santa Anita since they had to put that horse down.
Since TV show Luck. Too soon?
Too soon. That got
Sorry.
canceled way
That
too
get
early.
canceled?
Sorry.
So you're honest 21, but you still love to get out and play. Like
I
you
do.
always have fun.
We'll
as you're
text
playing.
each other when there's any
Yeah, I'll
moment
throw an
to
invite
try-
occasionally, and we'll
Always.
try
We
to find each other.
We've
Yeah.
been trying to. We've played in some tournaments together. I'm going to ask you point
We
blank.
played at Mountain Gate together.
We
I
played
think.
at Mountain Gate
Yeah.
together one time, you and me, and was Brad Morris in that group?
Maybe and Jay.
Jay Chandrasekhar.
Yeah.
It was super fun. What is the best course you've ever played on in your life?
Oh my gosh. Well,
you
we
been
used to
invited?
play, one of my recent best courses is played up at La Purisma, which is up in Lompoc. I used to have a family golf tournament up there.
nice.
Semi-private, which I like because it's all wilderness, so I love that course. Erin Hills in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice. And then the brothers and I always get together. It's a very family kind of golf gathering. When somebody hits 50, 60, it's landmark
Right.
birthday. So recently we went down to Florida, and I can't remember the country club, but our buddy belongs there, and it's where Annika Sorenstam lives, and maybe Victor Hovland lives
Is it
down there.
Jupiter? Are we talking Jupiter, Florida, or there around?
Orlando. We flew into Orlando, so it's really close to the airport down there.
Right.
Doesn't
Okay.
sound nice, but it is nice.
It is nice.
Yeah, it's
Country
really
club.
nice.
And did you enjoy all the country club amenities? Talk about snack shacks. Talk about like how many teas from
Our buddy
that
Steve, we ran up a nice lunch on him every day, and he was like, "Okay, guys, that's enough. Let's get out of here."
All right.
He was a little stressed
Well-
by all of us. There was like 3 foursomes. He's like,
How
"Okay,
fresh is the lobster? All right,
All
man.
right, Matt.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
yes."
We have 9 more holes to play.
Do you guys have T-shirts?
Because I took 2.
ordering T-shirts
Out of the
at-
locker.
And a dozen balls with that soup.
Wow, you're just
You can't
ordering
order
things.
balls.
Just keep.
the
Once you
same.
got the number,
And I'll just take a wedge from
we're with
wedge
the-
salad. No, an actual 60
got a
degree.
we're with
wedge.
Mr. Fort.
Yeah.
We're with
60
Mr.
Put it on
degree.
Fort.
Yeah.
Put it on Fort. Put it on Fort. We'll be there.
So the deal with Country Club Confidential and the deal with this show, Great Read, is that the great actor Joe Mantegna.
Have
who-
you worked with him or met him?
I've eaten his pizza.
Good.
How is it?
He
Good.
It's good, but it's no longer there. He used to have a place called Taste Chicago.
Oh, nice.
Right here in Burbank.
Oh, yeah.
And he would serve the traditional hot dog, the traditional beef, and the
He
traditional
personally
pizza.
would serve it?
No,
He would-
no. Joe was phoning it in. I don't think he needed
Well,
to
he's
show
not
up.
phoning it in here.
Okay.
He delivers like great stories from like just
Country
the
club
craziest
lore.
country club lore.
And oh, do we have a doozy
We have a
today.
doozy today. Let's take a look at this story.
Okay.
And he is in a robe.
He's just reading a Slim Aarons book. Just chilling.
Revenge of the Cart Girl. A reminder not to put the cart girl
Those are old
before
clubs.
the horse.
That's right. Some woods.
This
Yeah.
tale comes from a
Persimmon.
California country club where a member took a particular liking to one of the cart girls. Bored with his wife at home and looking for something new, he ordered more than a Bloody Mary and quickly found himself in over his head.
Bloody Mary. Interesting choice.
Here's the
Yeah,
story.
ordered
midday
that on his
drinking. I would go Coors Light.
Thanks.
A member, who we'll call Phil Anderer, couldn't believe
These were
he
not
pulled it
real
off.
names.
These are
No,
not.
that's
the
not. That is
astonishment
actually his
of both
actual name.
him and his buddies, he got a date with the cart girl after a cheesy pickup line actually worked. He
Wait,
went
hold
ahead
on.
with the
Hold on.
date.
Can we stop it just
Yeah.
for a second? What could the cheesy pickup line? It would have to be related to golf.
It
in
makes
some
me
way.
think of my brother who
Right.
like will always try to make a cart girl laugh, and he's older than me. I'm like, what
Really?
do you do? Yeah,
Stop.
he's always sort of flirting. He's not inappropriate, but he's trying to make her laugh. I'm like, what?
To what
just-
end?
Just get the peanuts and whatever, and let's
go.
go. Let's go.
She doesn't like you. The stripper doesn't like
Any-
you. The waitress doesn't like you. She's just
Any
doing her
stripper-
job.
Your brother.
Not all cart girls are strippers.
no.
He's just saying in every situation.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
your
sorry.
brother needs to like lean on the cart. You don't need
Yeah.
to lean on the cart.
Yeah.
Why'd you unbutton your
Why are you trying to impress
polo
this
one button?
poor college kid who just wants to like make tips?
Just
That's
get
it.
through. Just
Yeah.
literally
So
get through.
what's going on with you today?
How's
You don't
your
need-
rough?
You don't care.
What's going on in your
yeah,
rough?
hitting him straight.
She's
I don't
not
know.
Driving him straight?
You seen a Titleist 4?
Hey, you're driving a lot straighter than this guy over here.
Hey.
I don't know what.
Well, I can give you the first setup, which was my brother. You have any Irish in you?
Uh-huh.
Well,
Would
I
you
can-
like
I
some?
Would you like
Would
some?
you like
yeah,
some?
Sure,
yeah.
sure,
That's
sure,
that's
sure,
what my
sure.
brother would probably throw at her.
All right, well, let's keep it.
Ignoring the fact that he was married and twice her age, he went ahead with the date and soon found himself in a not-so-secret relationship. As time went on, the double life was going down harder than the cart girl's famous double pores, and he came clean
Heavy
to his
hand.
wife, who quickly left him and took half his assets. Remember, this took place in California.
Joe is feeling the financials.
It's right.
Joe's imagining like, wow, half of it. Like he's imagining if he made that mistake.
That's right.
He's
That's
literally
what Joe's
doing the
doing now.
calculations on his own.
He's
fortune.
like,
She gets half the pizza place.
Right, she gets half of this and that and the other.
Beefs and the hot dog.
and he's
here.
like dividing his Simpsons checks in half,
Yeah.
and he's like, "What are we talking about?
Why would he make this mistake?
It's such a like for what? For
He
what?
knows
what?
it already happened, and he's in his brain being like, "Don't do it."
He's sweating.
He's
He's sweating for the
You
guy.
ever like rewatch a sporting event where you know the outcome? I'm sure you've watched
Yes.
the
Yeah,
Cubs.
of course.
I'm sure you've watched the 2016.
No, it brings back one of the greatest bits you ever did on Cheap Seats, where we rewatched the
Stanford.
Stanford Cal game, and there was a shot of a guy walk, the famous one where the band is on the field and they do the 26.
But right before the band and the laterals, there was a shot of a guy walking up, leaving
leaving the stadium, and we thought worst time to leave ever,
The
right
game
before this
ever.
play.
and he was a Cal fan. And so then our bit with you is that you then, as a result of that,
That you were the
That
guy
guy.
who left early, so then we bring you on to interview you,
and you said as a result of that, you now stay in things
like you
way
stayed
too
in a
long.
relationship way too long.
I
Your
did. I
house
learned
was-
my lesson.
Your
Your
house
house
was
is
burning
burning.
down, and you sat
You
in
wouldn't
it.
leave.
You wouldn't leave
because
in
you were
hopes
waiting
of it might get
hopes
better.
of something good happening.
We went visiting colleges. I brought my son up to Cal Berkeley.
Yeah.
And they have a statue of that guy outside the stadium who caught the final pass and scored the touchdown.
Oh, yeah, the
And there's
guy.
like a bent tuba at his feet. For real, like a bent trombone or something. It's pretty funny. And he's like right outside the football stadium.
Bent trombone is probably what this guy gave to the cart girl. Let's
Hello.
How would you
Let's-
like a
Hello.
bent trombone?
Okay, sorry. Let's play it.
So
However, he still had his club membership and did pretty well financially, so he moved out of his luxurious home and into a one-bedroom apartment with the cart girl.
Joe's
few
bumming
months
about
later,
the new
at
residents,
the
too.
Cart
He's
Girl's
like, why would you
urging
live
and
like
his
that?
Better judgment, they took a trip to City Hall and got married. As a result of the marriage, the Cart Girl was now a member of the club.
Oh, schadenfreude.
As you might expect, she promptly quit her job and applied all her energy into a new career. Vindictive country club socialite hell-bent on getting even with all the members who treated her poorly.
Okay, let's
blame
pause
her?
it right
Pause it
here.
right here.
So we are sponsored on this fantastic show by
By a cart girl?
No, by Sparket, which is one of the greatest
Betting sites. We're on there. Like, okay, if Rory McIlroy cries when he wins the Masters, you can bet on. Is he going to cry on the ATV? You can bet on that.
Really?
It's the great. I love
Is
it. Scotty Scheffler going to kiss his wife first
Or
his
his kid?
baby son? You can bet.
You
on
can
that.
bet on that.
Okay.
Like
I
that's
love
what
those
this
prop
is.
bets.
Sparket. So I'm gonna ask you right now. We're gonna do a little Sparket. Let's bet on this.
This is our best bet from this.
What happens from this point on? So the Cart Girl's the member, unleashing
Vindictive.
hellfire on the membership. What is going to happen?
What's your best bet for what happens
happens
with
next?
these guys?
Well, one would be, it's probably not great odds, but I'm going to say this marriage doesn't last.
This marriage doesn't last.
Yeah.
and
so
then
the
what?
second divorce is coming.
Second
Right,
divorce
and then
coming.
what happens then?
For another prop bet,
Another outcome.
no kids
No kids.
between this coupling,
No.
a
Okay.
cart girl and older guy.
That's right.
What about with the country club?
I guess if I had to get, probably kicked out. They
Kicked out.
probably lose their membership
Okay.
because they can refuse your membership. I'm
That's
sure
it, they
country
can.
clubs at some point can say, look, you're out.
This is too much
You're gonna-
craziness.
yeah,
You're
too much
causing
craziness.
Too many problems.
Okay.
here.
It is
That
a
is-
privilege to play at Bushwood, sir.
There it is.
Spalding, no.
Balding.
No.
Don't eat that.
All right. All right, let's play it.
The new marriage was soon on the rocks.
Yeah.
Like a heavy pour of Señorio. The sweet, innocent Cart Girl had become an absolute nightmare and quickly alienated all of her husband's golf buddies,
Okay.
threatening to tell their wives about the corny pickup lines and suggestive
She had all the
innuendos they had
juice.
thrown her way over the
don't know
years.
about
She
that.
had the dirt.
I guess.
He
Yeah.
tried bribing her with jewelry and expensive vacations,
Oh, no.
but nothing worked.
Nope.
His trophy wife was draining his bank account, ruining his friendships, and on top of it all, not participating in husband and wife stuff anymore.
Can we pause it right now?
Because in my mind, husband and wife stuff, we've been married for a long time. It's
It's
95%
Cleaning the
logistics.
garage
It's
on a Saturday?
logistics.
Yeah.
You go take the kids over to swimming, and you got to go.
Wait,
do this.
but I had to go.
Yeah, and then
Did
you're
you
gonna-
pick up the
I picked up
prescription
two
at
of your prescriptions.
CVS?
The third one's not ready. You got to go there. I'm going to go to.
You have to
Trade.
put it in red on the calendar.
Right.
Otherwise, I won't see it.
I'm not
green,
gonna see it.
Your
Green.
events are green.
I'm the red.
Yeah.
But
So
I
you-
thought you
Family
were green.
events are blue. You
Isn't
have
there
to
a great
color-
moment when your wife comes to you and is like, it's in the calendar, and you're like, it's not in
Yeah.
blue. It's in there, fine. But as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned, it's invisible.
Who
Yeah.
Put it in blue, and
Yeah.
that's on
And
you.
then I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
This is what marriage is. So when he says husband and wife things, I think it's arguing about an iCal.
That's actually a benefit. Well, yeah. I would love not have to deal with the
No.
calendar.
Yes, the calendar
So
is
things
dead.
are going poorly. This cart girl who got married is living
As
in,
you predicted.
As you predicted.
Marriage on the rocks.
Marriage,
Marriage
on the rocks.
2 on the rocks.
Double poorly.
Let's
You
see
bet
what
that bet.
happens to close this thing out.
To top it off, after a year of being unhappily married again, he found himself on the receiving end of divorce papers citing irreconcilable differences and emotional distress.
It's a hazard you can't play out of.
Needless to say, she cleaned him out in the divorce, but this time he lost more than his 401k. She took the club membership.
Oh, she got it.
She
took
took
the
the bar. The whole
she got
bar.
it. She
She
gets
got
the
it.
membership.
So
Got
he's
the
out.
membership.
This is where he was like, I'm going to hook up with this girl because this is what I want to do. And it just led him down to the play.
He's
So
not thinking with his head.
He's,
Why
That's
would
the
the
problem.
board? I feel like the board would allow it. Maybe they feel like you're a dummy. You know
yeah.
what?
Or maybe they're like, we like your wife better.
She's
like
more
her-
fun.
She's better.
She alienates people.
And we like
that
the
kind of
cart
energy.
girl better than you. I want the cart
Do you think she went back to being cart girl?
No.
She can
She's a
never go
member.
back.
You can
She's
never
a
go
member.
backwards.
That's
No, I
what
know,
Billy
but
Joel
just for
said that.
like funsies.
Here's the thing. I
You can
think
never go back to the green. Billy Joel said that.
That's right. So I think the cart girl, this one particularly, I could see her like a few years from now just being terrible to the other cart girls. Like,
Yeah,
just-
oh,
just-
yeah.
you know what
She
I mean?
seems
Like,
like
forgetting where she came from and just being terrible. Like,
You know who you were.
you know who you were, and this is who you are.
Yeah, and also probably etiquette. Like you don't leave the peanuts in the refrigerated section. You
No.
put them in the
put
dry,
them in the dry
elevated
section.
top shelf.
Come on.
Top shelf.
Why are there peanuts in the ice area?
Dude,
Why are
who
there-
wants a cold dry roast?
Why are my baked lays cold?
Yeah.
They're cold and they're wet. Okay,
That is one lay that he regrets that he
let's
got
finish-
from the cart girl.
That's right. Let's finish this up.
Despite his pleas, the judge sided with the former cart girl and allegedly said, I suggest you work on your game off the course for a while.
I love his voices.
So, dear reader, heed this advice. If you're unhappy at home, feel free to find joy on the golf course.
Joy is the cart girl.
Just be aware that the bunkers aren't the only hazards out there.
That's right. He knows. He
said it.
Well, there's trees and there's
yeah,
water
sand,
and there's
water,
lakes.
sand and lakes.
So, oh, he means
Rough.
I
Young-
thought he was going
young
to say,
girls.
don't find Joy. Joy is the name of the woman who's the cart girl. Like, just don't find
You
her.
can find joy in the golf
Find
course,
joy,
but
but
not
just-
that joy.
She's not.
Well,
She's
then
off
my-
limits.
my mind goes to in the way that a good caddy
Good
would
read.
see a
Great
guy
read.
pulling out the 3-wood and knock that club out of his hand.
No, you
Where
don't
were
want
his
that.
friends or his caddies in life going,
Knock
dude,
the club out of
knock
his
the
hand.
ring
Off his,
out of his
her
pocket
finger,
or
yeah.
whatever?
Oh
Like,
my God.
there's got to be a moment where someone in his life,
That tells me
either
he's
a
got
caddy
no one.
or a friend,
He's got no
is
one.
like, no, you're not using that club. I'm not going to give you the 3-wood.
Are you advocating for a new concept that I don't think exists in the world, which is a life caddy?
Life
He
caddy.
needed a life
He
caddy.
needs a
Life
life caddy.
caddy.
Someone
He does
out in
need a
your
life-
world.
Let's trademark this. Matt
It's
Walsh.
somebody who knows your game,
Knows
and
what you
sees
got.
pulling out a club or making a move, and they're like, "What are you doing?
What do
You're
you-
not going to carry that hazard."
Pulls like a
You're not
flip
gonna-
book out of his back pocket. He's like,
Yes,
hey, come here. Let's
come
talk
here.
about.
Wait a second.
I just want to.
I'm just looking at yardages right
I
here.
know what you want to do. I'm not saying no, but I'm just
230.
saying-
I can get there. I can get there.
You can't get there.
You can't get
Lay
there.
up.
Lay up. Lay
That
up
is, he
and
needs
don't
a life
lay.
caddy.
He needs a life caddy.
Lay up
Need a
and
life
stay away
caddy.
from getting laid. All right, there you go.
That
Oh
is a
my
thing,
God.
by the way. At this
Revenge of the
Orlando
Cart Girl.
place,
Yeah.
there's a member who is former cart girl, and now she's a member.
And so that's
It's a
the
thing. Like,
you know,
it's
that
a
happens.
It
Yeah, it's like
happens.
occupational hazard. What do you call it? It's
This is
just
part of the cost
of the
of
game.
doing business.
Yeah, it's part of the cost of doing business. Yeah.
This is part
is
of it.
that. So, and that's another thing is like, be nice. Like, I don't even honk the horn at people I'm driving around in LA because I'm like, I'm going to honk my horn at you and flip you off. And then 20 minutes later, I'm going to be pitching you a TV show.
Right. We're going to be in a meeting
In your
with you.
office.
So just
Be
can't-
nice to everybody.
Be nice to
'Cause
everybody.
who knows who they're going to be eventually.
cart girl could be a club member.
Could be a club member sitting right next to you at the thing.
and she could eventually be the club president. So
And also, I guess for any club cart girls listening to this,
right. Or watching this.
bring your A game looks wise. Like, don't phone it in. Like,
Right.
do your hair up.
Like this
because
is
you could
Because you
be-
could land
opportunity.
yourself a membership and then half of someone's money.
Thank you very much. All right, there you go. This is another episode of Great Read.
Great read.
Great
Great read on that,
read.
by the way. Great read.
Life
Great
caddy.
read. That was a great
Life
read. Life
caddy.
caddy.
Life
We came up
caddy.
with Life Caddy here.
The great Matt Walsh makes everything better.
Hey, subscribe to Country Club Confidential. Read all their great stuff. Check out the shows.
more
It's all there.
episodes of this.
Hey,
We'll
I want
see-
to thank these guys, Invid, CBD. If you ever roll up to the course and you're old like we are, and then you play and then everything hurts, roll this on.
roll it on and you're good to go. Thank you, Country Club Confidential.
And you're walking out of here with a minimal bag, by the way.
I'm very excited.
That's
Thank
going to
you.
be
Great
dope.
bag,
Those are the
so
best bags.
thank you,
I had
Minimal.
it before they sponsored. I was onto it before you. I was cool before you were cool.
There you go.
There you go.
Guys, Country Club Confidential. Great read.
Great read.
We'll see you
Great
next time.
Hey, I'm Matt Walsh. Check out Country Club Confidential for funny golf stories and interesting golf tales.